Mr. Speaker, sir, I seek leave to move a resolution on the rules 121 1B of the rules of procedure and conduct of business.
You will not move.
You asked me to move.
Yeah. So the motion is moved. You may initiate the discussions.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for admitting this resolution which read thus: this House to oppose the Forest Conservation Amendment Act 2023 in order to protect the right of the indigenous people of Meghalaya over land and resources. Sir, I begin with a brief background to the subject. Last month, on 4th August, the contentious new forest bill, that is the Forest Conservation Amendment Act 2023, was cleared by Parliament without a substantive debate. Sir, while several state governments, environmentalists and civil society groups had raised red flag about how the bill weakened safeguards against overexploitation of forest resources, its passage into law has been met with alarm and resistance in some states of Northeast India. On 22nd August, Mizoram Assembly passed a unanimous resolution opposing the Amendment Act, arguing that the move was meant to protect the right and interests of the people of Mizoram. Sir, then just last week, on 14 September, Nagaland Assembly unanimously passed a resolution not to implement the Amendment Act in the state, with the resolve that the Amendment Act will be subject to the constitutional guarantees provided in Article 3721A of the Constitution of India. Now, the fear of the states in the Northeast Center around two provisions of the new law. First, the provision of the Forest Conservation Act of FCA will apply to only forests that have been declared or notified.
So, point of order, again under Rule 29, Para 2, the Honourable Member is, private member is reading again. So, sir, I would request you if that particular rule can be properly implemented.
Which rule, sir?
279-2.
279? 279-2. Okay, thank you so much, sir. I think you have, you need
so I'll read out, sir.
Carefully.
A private member may not read his speech, but may refresh his memory by reference to the notes. So, if he may kindly follow this rules.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for reminding the rules. What does the rules say? And the heading of the rules, please, sir.
You can read it.
Okay. The rules of the. Okay. Okay. The rule says. Okay. Rules of debate. So I may ask you: is this a debate?
It is a debate.
I'm initiating myself in the form of resolution.
So I leave the decision to you, sir. I mean, I'm not here to debate with you.
So I just want to make it clear. I'm trying myself to make a formal motion through a resolution. So I'm refreshing myself through a script. Because why, sir? Okay, I will not shy of speaking the truth. God elect the weak to embarrass the strong. Thank you so much, sir. I'll continue, sir, through you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
You may continue, please.
Yeah. Now, the fears of the state in the Northeast center around two provisions of the new law. First, The provision of the Forest Conservation Act of FCA will apply to only forests that have been declared or notified as a forest and forests recorded in government records on or after October 25th, 1980. In effect, this implies that areas that are not officially classified as forests in the government record, even if they are standing forests, will not be protected from commercial exploitation or any other kind of diversion. So, this overturned a 1996 Supreme Court order, which had ruled that any area that resembled the dictionary meaning of a forest would be protected under conservation law. Second, the law allows for diversion of forests for construction of roads, railway lines or strategic lines, project of national importance and concerning national security within 100 kilometers of India international border without the need for forest clearance. So, the state in the northeast, especially Meghalaya, are home to some of the most diverse forests in India. With environmental safeguard being diluted, it opens up the possibility of diversion of these forests and their replacement with commercial plantation. So, another concern is that a huge portion of these forests are privately owned either by individual or clans or village council or communities enabled by special privilege that the Constitution guarantees to tribal communities. So now more than 50% of the recorded forest areas or RFE in the northeast falls on classes forests. Forests which are not notified under any law. 97.3% of the forests cover or RFE in Nagaland, 76% in Manipur, 53% in Arunachal Pradesh, 43% in Tripura, 33% in Assam, 15.5% of Mizoram, and 88.2% in Meghalaya fall under unclassed forest category. So, this means that these large areas of unclassed forests would be excluded from statutory protection under the newly amended Forest Conservation Act unless they are included in government records. So coming specifically to the concern in the state of Meghalaya, if at all we are to protect and preserve our customary held forests such as Kiklau Rikanti, Kiklau Shnong, Kiklau Rat, Kilau Siem, Kilau Adong, but Kilau Kentang, then I believe that we as legislators are to raise a voice against the Forest Conservation Amendment Act 2023. I want to add more, as we are representing the voice of the people, we are also representing the voice of the voiceless. And if at all we are sincere in opposing uranium mining in the forests of southwest Khas, then it is all the more reason to ensure that this House resolve to oppose the Forest Conservation Amendment Act 2023 in order to protect the right of the indigenous people of Meghalaya over land and resources. Sir, with these very few words, Mr. Speaker, sir, I initiate discussion to allow other honorable members to who may wish to participate. I'll resume my seat. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you.